Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always excited to jump into these topics with you.
Well, today we're wading into the world of tech and new media.
Sounds intriguing.
It is, especially with the source you gave us.
Exploring Apple's latest innovations and the challenges of modern media. Yeah, tons to unpack there.
Right. Okay, so right off the bat, we've got Apple, as always, dropping their new lineup, iPhone 16 Pro, Apple Watch Series 10, even new AirPods.
The usual suspects.
Gotta keep up, right?
Right. But there's always that buzz, right? Like, what are they going to wow us with this time? But the source makes this interesting point, calls them incremental improvements.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, is Apple playing it safe these days? It does make you think, right? Like, are they focusing more on just refining what already works instead of, like, going after that next big groundbreaking thing?
And as someone who, uses their products, I'm curious from your perspective, do you value those huge leaps forward more, those big changes, or those smaller quality of life refinements, the ones you actually use every day?
For me, honestly, I think it's those everyday improvements that make the difference.
Yeah.
It's like, take the iPhone 16 Pro, right? They're adding a new camera button. Tiny tweak, potentially a huge impact, though.
Especially for all the photography enthusiasts out there. And speaking of photography, have you ever used a DSLR camera?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Spent many an hour fiddling with those. Why?
Well, this new button, it might seem familiar. It sounds like Apple's trying to bring that DSLR-style half-press focusing to the iPhone.
Ah, I see where you're going with this. You mean like how on a DSLR you can slightly press the shutter button to lock the focus before you actually take the picture?
Exactly. Imagine having that level of control right in your pocket.
Mm.
But I have to say, it is a little strange to me that they still haven't given us that rumored Apple Intelligence. That AI-powered personal assistant everyone's been whispering about.
Yeah, I agree. That and that half-press focusing apparently still not fully implemented, which
Missed opportunities.
maybe. But hey, at least the Apple Watch is looking pretty sleek this time around. Thinner design, faster charging. They're definitely going for something.
It really highlights their focus on user experience, right? Less about the flashy features and more about just seamlessly blending that tech into our daily lives. Make you wonder, is that the future of wearables?
Could be. It's a thought-provoking question for sure.
It really is. And speaking of seamless integration, new AirPods. Siri responding to head gestures? Pretty cool.
Definitely cool, but then you've got those discounted AirPods Pro tempting everyone, which
Decisions.
always tough choices when new tech rolls around. But speaking of tough choices, you know what else has us facing some tough choices these days?
Ooh, I think I know where you're going with this.
It's the MrBeast situation.
It's from sleek new tech to the messier side of the internet, huh? It's a wild world out there. And the source uses this whole lawsuit against MrBeast, the one alleging mistreatment of contestants on his Beast Game show,
Right?
to talk about the pressures of content creation on a massive scale.
And let me tell you, it is a pressure cooker out there. This isn't just about one YouTuber. This whole situation, it exposes a much bigger issue.
Which is?
The immense pressure on creators in today's content machine. It's like this constant hustle to churn out content, constantly competing. The demands are just getting higher.
And let's be honest, as viewers, our WE part of the problem, our constant craving for new content, new videos, new everything, it just fuels that machine even more.
100%. Which is why I think this point the source makes about responsibility is so crucial, Responsibility in a digital world that's changing faster than we can keep up with.
So for creators, what does that responsibility look like?
It's about ethical content creation, thinking about the impact their content has. And for the platforms, for YouTube, for Instagram, TikTok, all of them, it's about not prioritizing profit over people.
It's definitely a lot to unpack, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But whether we're talking about Apple's refined tech or these really complex ethical dilemmas in the content creation world, one thing's crystal clear: things are changing.
Fast. Rapidly. And like the source asks, what does the future hold? And I love that they phrase it as a question because it's not just a statement, it's an invitation.
An invitation
to participants, call to action for all of us as consumers, as citizens in this digital age. We have a say in shaping this future.
So true. Well, that's about all the time we have for today's deep dive, but wow, what a conversation.
As always, it's been a pleasure unpacking these ideas with you.
Always fascinating. And to all of you listening, keep those digital eyes peeled, those minds engaged, and we'll catch you in the next one.